It's always a challenge when approaching the creation of a new game. There is pressure to do something different, to lead the way, to deliver even better characters, environments and stories. Over the years with Tomb Raider, each adventure has broken new ground and taken the player to even more exotic locations and arenas. And now onto a new arena, the next generation console.
Our vision is to take the player somewhere dark, a place they might not necessarily wish to go, but a place that they'll have to venture if they want to bring Lara back.
This world is from the imagination, but based in reality. A dark world, a dangerous world, a world that reflects the change in Lara.
It will be a new experience, one that will almost be shocking to people who have played Tomb Raider in the past.
From the catacombs of the Louvre to the alleys of Prague, we searched for the seedier side of life. A world that you wouldn't normally see Lara in, but a world that she has no choice but to inhabit.
Like her audience, like the game's consoles themselves, Lara has grown up. Her experiences in Tomb Raider 4 have forced her to question herself. This game will ask more questions of her.
It was a very conscious decision to leave out elements of Lara's story since Tomb Raider 4. Certain aspects of that story will return. It's just a matter of when and where.
For the first time, Lara will have a moral choice to make. It's no longer a clear-cut case of good versus evil. This is a more complex tale which will ask more complex questions of the player.
The player controls how the story develops much more than in previous Tomb Raiders. Basically, when Lara talks to a character, the player can also choose whether Lara is nice, nasty, or dismissive to another character.
This game sets a new benchmark for character animation. The new consoles allow for an unprecedented level of subtlety in the way the characters can act. Some characters may betray more than their feelings. In this world, the player should look as well as listen.
The advancements in game technology allow for much more complex movement from the characters. They have spines, joints, they even have fingers. They move in different ways. We borrow these movements from real people. The man on the A57, the woman on the bus. They travel much further than they think.
The player will choose which paths to take, which characters to trust, which lies to believe, and which enemy to face.
Some enemies may become allies. Some enemies may become something far worse.
Certain enemies have taken years of conception, gestating through design and redesign. I am the first to see them born, the first to guide them through the early stages, their first steps, their first kills, until they are finally unleashed upon the world.
When you walk into this world, you walk into a film with multiple paths and possibilities, but one story drawing you through. This world begins in an act of darkness. How this world ends is up to you.
This is a world of shadows. There is a shadow on Lara. He watches, waits, he bides his time. His name is Curtis. He wants revenge. And Lara will help him extract that revenge. For the first time, there is another playable character in Tomb Raider. A character whose abilities combine the supernatural with the superhuman. He has a different approach to Lara, less subtle perhaps, but still effective against certain opponents.
It's a much more intelligent game for the enemies as well as Lara. The PlayStation 2's got much more power to process enemies doing much more complicated things.
The enemies in the game have evolved. They will work together. Notice when another enemy is killed and react accordingly.
These enemies will pursue Lara. They will not stop. They have not stopped in 600 years.
The Monstrum, the Cabal, Eckhart. An unholy trinity guided by an unspeakable force. Their origins lie in the annals of alchemy, not in its purported search for the secrets of gold, but in its real search for the secrets of the atom. If you control the atom, you can control life. You can create life, and you can steal life from others.
This story is very much on an epic scale, from 14th century alchemists to serial killers in modern day France. To create something on this scale, it was necessary to take the ideas and production values from the film industry, in the way they research the subjects, the backstory they create for their characters, and the depth of the visuals.
This level of production requires a total consistency of purpose. Every aspect of the game has to be in keeping with the overall concept. Every person working on the game knows that they are working on an epic, and everything they do has to reflect that, from concept to completion.
For the music to match the scale of the production, we decided to use the same process that major film studios use. In this case, the London Symphony Orchestra.
It's an overwhelming thought having your music played by 84 of the world's top musicians, but the effect of the music when playing Angel of Darkness will be well worth the shredding of our nerves.
On the day of the recording, we are in the good hands of Abbey Road Studios and David Snell, the conductor. In a sense, he visualises the music and translates it to the ears.
We wanted the music to be ever present, draw you into the world without you noticing. Part of the style of this game is that all the elements work together, bide their time, wait for the moments when they are needed.
At core, we had a very clear vision of where we wanted to go. We wanted to take the Lara we all knew and put it into a game, a situation that no one knows. Tomb Raider has always set the benchmark for games. This game will be no different.
Some may see elements of various filmmakers, such as Luc Besson, David Fincher.
Some may see elements of various artists, Grunwald, Bosch. All will see something they haven't seen before.
When we wrote this story, we wrote a book. This game is only the first few chapters of that book. This game opens a lot of doors and only closes a few of them.
Soccer's popularity in America keeps growing and growing, but if you go to just about any other country in the world, soccer, or football as they call it, isn't just a game, it's an overriding obsession, and for the developers of World Tour Soccer 2003, it's a way of life.
I think soccer in the UK is probably analogous to baseball in the States. It's a national institution, it's just what people do.
It's a bit of a dream job, really. To work on a soccer game and to have played soccer like all my life, it's just fantastic. You know, if you don't play football, you don't watch football, you can't really put the detail of the game in.
During the development of World Tour Soccer 2003, no detail was too small to worry about, and that started with the hundreds of soccer teams from around the world.
We've got just about every major league team from across the world.
There's roughly 700 teams We have leagues such as the English League, Italian, Spanish, German, American, Brazilian, Argentinian, Mexican, Korean and Japanese. Teams like Manchester, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, all the big names.
Of course, with over 700 teams, that means there are thousands of players in the game.
I think it worked out that we had about 14 to 15,000 players. I don't know the exact number. Some of those players are made up. For instance, players in the school teams, that's in our career mode, but the majority, 12 to 13,000, are all real players. So, it's a hell of a lot.
To create that many players is a huge amount of work for the developers.
To build the head, it takes roughly 2 days. You would have to find a good resource material, first of all, to start with. This would be a front profile, a side profile, and even a back profile of that person. And what we do with these 3 profiles is blend them into you call it a template, a flat 2D image of that player. And every adjustment that we make to each 2D template, we constantly apply it to the model. And to apply it to the head model, you have a mapping coordinate. And this mapping coordinate is a projection onto the model. This is a skill of its own as well.
The depth of World Tour Soccer 2003 can be found not only in the number of players and teams, but in the number of play modes and competitions available.
There's about 65 different competitions. So you have league games, domestic cup games, European competition. On top of that, we've added a thing called the transfer mode. So the idea is that when you win competitions, you get money. You can then take that money and you can go and buy the best players in the world.
So you can actually start off with a very, very junior team, and as your gate receipts increase, though, you can go through from amateur leagues through to, say, the British Premier League by buying and selling players from abroad.
For any sports game, the control of the action is one of the key factors, and the World Tour Soccer 2003 team spent a lot of time trying to get it just right.
The control system has been designed so you can actually pick up and play the game with just 3 basic buttons. That's just be able to run around, dribble, tackle and shoot.
We then have kind of an extra depth of functionality on the shoulder buttons. So we have our sprinting there, and if you hold down sprint, you'll run. If you tap it, you'll knock the ball ahead, so you can burst past players. You go past someone with the ball, press R2, and that allows you to dive. If they're close, it'll look like it's been fouled. On the L shoulder buttons, we have skill moves. So we have shimmies, we have spins, we have step overs. So it's really Brazilian in feel. It looks really flash. When you're defending, we have assists. If someone's through on goal, you hold down L2 and the keeper will run out to narrow down the angles and make it harder to score. If you press down R2, you do a deliberate foul, and that's something for like taking out a star player and try and break his legs, basically. We have a great range of tackles in our game as well. So there's a great deal of functionality.
And each one of the moves has been brought to life through the detailed animation in the game.
The cutscenes which we have are particularly difficult because you've got a number of people that are actually in the cutscenes all at once. Say, for example, you've got a celebration, you've got 6 or 7 players all running around in a scene at once, and they're motion captured all together, but the animations are all provided to us singly. So the animators not only have to clean them up, but they have to reconstruct all of the cutscenes by bringing the players back into the scene one by one and making sure that they all come together and interact and hit each other and bounce off each other and work with each other in a very natural way. So that's quite a lot of hard work. In fact, on the art side, that's probably the single biggest job on the entire production.
It's clear that World Tour Soccer 2003 is an amazingly detailed game, a game that's custom-made for the soccer fanatic.
What we wanted to do is do it all and make a soccer game that we wanted to play and appeal to us, so I hope it appeals to everybody else as well.
Hi, my name's Sandra Mitchell, and I'm from Format QA. I'm here to show you a cool move for Whirl Tour. I'm going to show you how to score a really high point total using one combo move. Okay, what you want to do is jump, put yourself into a manual, and just keep doing it over and over, jump manual, jump manual. If you're on somewhere that's sort of a slope, you can do it and it'll just keep spinning you around and around. Otherwise, if you're on a flat area, it'll make you roll forward and you might crash. But doing this, you can beat the objectives really easily, and you can open up extra costumes and bike colors. Now this combo move is something that you're going to have to master early on, because when you fight the last boss, you're going to have to score over 1,000,000 points. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Doran Griss. I'm here to show you a cool move on Shinobi, how to beat the Area 1B boss fairly quickly and easily. So let's get to it. When you start out, the boss appears at the other end of the building there. Just position yourself as close to the edge towards you as possible. Just kind of hang out for a second, wait for him to do a little charge up, and then jump, and he goes right under you, off the edge of the building, and goes back again there. And you do it again. And this time he conjures up some of his goons, but that's okay. So you bought yourself a little time to fight. And go back to the edge. There's his buddies again. Take him out. And back to the edge. Now he's down to this last little health bar there. You can just run up and kill him. And that's it. So that's my cool move for Shinobi. I hope it helps you out. It's going to take a little bit of patience, but I'm sure you can pull it off. Stay in school.
Hi, my name is Chris, and today I'm going to show you a cool move for 007 Nightfire, where you're able to snipe with any weapon. Okay, the first thing you need to do is get a sniper rifle. Head down these stairs to the right, and there's a guard outside this door. Go ahead and take him out. Grab the rifle, head back up the stairs. Get up here to the vantage point, switch to the sniper rifle. Set up your shot. Now you can switch to any other weapon in your inventory. And there you go, one shot, one kill with a pistol. And you can repeat this process throughout the game as long as you have your shot set up with the sniper rifle first. Switch back to your pistol. Ta-da. That should save some ammo. So this move should come in handy if you're running low on sniper ammo or if you just want to snipe people with a pistol. Have fun with this.
Most people don't think about how important music and sound design are to their favorite games. is, until someone turns the sound off. So we wanted to introduce you to Tommy Tallarico, the man who took video game soundtracks to the next level. Who's Tommy Tallarico? He's got one of the coolest jobs around. You'll probably recognize him as the host of the long-running Electric Playground and the brand new Judgment Day on the G4 network. We asked Tommy how he arrived at his game sound guru celebrity status.
My whole life, all I ever wanted to do was write music. And I've been playing piano since the time I was 3 years old. And my second love was always video games, but I never, ever imagined ever putting the two together. When I turned 21, I put all my stuff in my car and I drove out to California. No job, no money, nothing. The very first person I talked to happened to be a producer, and he said, "Hey, why don't you come down to Virgin? We're starting this new company and we're hiring people to be games testers." Okay, so I was in California 3 days, and I was in the video game industry.
In the early days, sound for video games wasn't taken very seriously, so Tommy became an early advocate for improving the music and sound effects.
Sometimes when people think of video game music, they think, you know, that's not the case at all. A lot of the music back then was actually being coded by programmers. They weren't really musicians doing it. At the time, the Genesis had one little sample chip that it would use, and people back then would use it one time. But what I did, which was kind of unique at the time, was I would use that sample channel constantly for guitar hits and people singing, or horn hits, or an orchestral hit. So when people would hear it, they'd be like, "Whoa, what's going on here?"
Tommy brings his tireless quest for the ultimate video game soundtrack to sound design as well, on games like Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
We buy skateboards and start skating on all these different surfaces, and we have a microphone and a portable DAT, and we're like, whoa, you know, going around. I cannot skateboard to save my life. So the actual sound in Tony Hawk that you hear when the guy falls off the skateboard and cracks his head open, that's me falling off, cracking my head. I think I still have the scar on my arm. Where is it? See that there? I have a complete renewed respect for skateboarding because I suck.
Tommy hopes to encourage the entire game audio community to continue to expand the frontiers for music and sound by creating a site for both industry experts and novices alike to share, innovate, and network.
Recently, I founded a nonprofit organization called the Game Audio Network Guild, or GANG. All of the game audio guys got together and said, we want to form a community to promote excellence in interactive audio. Because in our industry, not only do we have to deal with creative issues, but we also have to deal with technical issues and business issues.
But underneath all that, Tommy reminds us that it's just plain fun. So for all of you who want to land a job like his, he has this advice for you.
To all the kids out there, I'm telling you, this industry is starving for talented people, not only musicians, but artists and programmers and producers and designers and script writers. I don't know what better job there is on the whole planet. I mean, you know, I write music, I play video games, I do a TV show about video games, and people are paying me to do this. What an amazing thing.
On the market these days.
EA Sports.
This is Funkmaster Flex, and it's time to separate the men from the boys. This is the one y'all been waiting for.
You ready to street fight? You want to street fight? Come on. You ready? Come on, go get it.
This is what it's all about, people. I'm saying it's time for Death Jam.
Hey, yo, Red. Yeah, what up? You see what I see?
Yeah, I see what you see. I see a fool who about to get his ass kicked.
Hey, yo, this is DMX. Keith Murray.
Dead Arm Nori.
What's up, it's Christina Milian.
What's up, baby? It's your boy Face Mob in the house.
Ashy Knuckles Capone. Tony Starks, Ghostface Killer.
Funk Flex. Dub C to get a hunt. What's up? This is Ludacris. Redman, baby.
Check me out. Check me out.
Check me out.
Check me out.
Check this out, man.
about to go down! Music hitting your heart, cause I know you got soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all. Swinging while I'm singing. Hey, giving what you're getting. Knowing what I know in. While the black band's sweating. In the rhythm I'm rolling. Gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey, our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power! Fight the power! We got to fight the powers that be! As the rhythm's designed to bounce with calcium that the rhyme designed to fill your mind. Now that you realize the prize arrives, we got to pump the stuff to make it tough. From the heart, it's a start, a work of art to revolutionize, make a change, something strange. People, we are the same. No, we're not the same, cause we don't know the game. What we need is awareness. We can't get careless. You say, what is this? My beloved, let's get down to business. Mental self-defense of fitness. Don't rush the show. You got to go for what you know. To make everybody see. In order to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. 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 We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. 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 We got to fight the powers that be. Elvis was a hero to most, but Elvis was a hero to most. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant to me. Is he straight out racist? The sucker was simple and plain. Motherfucking in John Wayne. Cause I'm black and I'm proud. I'm ready, I'm hyped, cause I'm amped. Most of my heroes don't appear in no stamp. Sample look back, you look and find nothing but rednecks for 400 years if you check. Don't worry, be happy. Was a #1 jam. Damn if I said you could slap me right here. Get it? Let's get this party started right. Right on. Come on. What we got to say. Power to the people, no delay. Make everybody see. In order to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be. What we got to say. Fight the power. What we got to say. Fight the power. Come on. What we got to They don't let me out. They done called my name. They done read the 4 chapters. Now I'm back, Brick Sitch. I've been born again. Master, hit the switch. Igor, he's alive! Yeah, sound it off, sound it off. Yo, let's start riding. My flow will bring the tide in. My John Cochran, break your pride in. I shagged her before you married her. Took the ring, pawned it for a Niagara. Breaking the sound barrier. Hardcore bullet, mofo bullet. Got your camp running, used it for footage. Brick City, suspects could it. Yo, watch me.
Lincoln, Nebraska. Here in the heartland of America, you'll find thousands of college football fans and farmland stretched out to the horizon. And on a journey around Lincoln, you'll find one other thing. Playboy Bunnies. Playboy brought their extreme team to Buffalo Wild Wings, better known in Lincoln as BW3s, for a SOCOM U.S. Navy SEAL showdown, where members of the E-SEALs got to play against 2 Playboy Bunnies.
My name's Sue Igo. I'm the events marketing director for Playboy Magazine and the online division. We're in Lincoln, Nebraska for the SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs College Tour.
Right now, what we're going to do is we're going to have the Playmates play the E-SEALs. We have 4 kiosks set up behind us, network adapters included, obviously. The 4 people here will play against the E-SEALs. They're off of GameSpy.com. They were formed to really push the message that SOCOM is the best action-adventure game out there. So to reward them, we have them go online and play against the Playmates. So we were in Boston 2 weeks ago. They played there. We were in Austin, Texas last week, and now we're in Lincoln, Nebraska. And they're getting to play them at each stop. So it's been a lot of fun. These guys go crazy.
Playboy Bunnies aren't exactly known for their video game prowess. We wondered if they had the skills to take on some of the top gamers in the world.
Actually, Stacy's quite good. She learned the game about 3 weeks ago in Boston when we were up there for College Fest. And since then, she's been practicing. She was in Texas with us last week. No one believes she's a playmate, especially when she kills somebody. Last week, she killed somebody, and everyone, that can't be a playmate. But the real personality. 2 people. Someone got me, though.
The funny thing is, like Sue said, they didn't really believe there was a Playmate, so they had to say, like, the month they were the centerfold, you know, like, where they are now, and et cetera, et cetera. They finally bought into it. Last week, we had the centerfold from, I think, July of this year, and she talked to them for about an hour and a half, and was just going back and forth, got this great banner going, and these guys were like, oh, this really is who they say she is, you know? So it was pretty cool.
So what do the crowd at BW3s think of SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs and the Playboy Extreme team?
I was playing SOCOM probably for about 10 minutes. It's a great game.
Probably the most realistic game I've ever played.
I love it. It's more than just a first-person shooting game. You also got to know how to sneak around, hide. It's not just straight-out killing. You have to get a good strategy when you're playing it.
I've never actually got a chance to play online before. There's some great players around the world, so I didn't fare all that well. You got to watch your back at all times because guys can be anywhere.
As a special treat for the local crowd, there was even a Playboy bunny from right there in Lincoln, a homegrown Cornhusker.
I'm here to promote the Girls of the Big 12 Playboy issue. I was in the October issue. I go to school here in Lincoln. My roommate, she's like, Liz, you have to try out for it. So I sent pictures in. They came to Lincoln, and they're like, we want you in the magazine, and that's it.
The other bunny was part of Playboy's Extreme team, and as the crowd got the chance to play the game, Stacy took a break to sign a few autographs.
The Extreme team promotes that we're tough. You know, we're not just beautiful women. We can, you know, compete and kick ass in sports and all kinds of different things.
Well, Stacy definitely proved that she's more than just a poser, and that any SEAL would love to have her. On his team, that is.
I think SOCOM is starting to be one of my favorite games because you can play people online and stuff like that. It's fun. I just shot like three people. Our team won, so we can kick butt.
SEALs victorious.
SOCOM rocks. You should check it out.